how much revenue have you generated through live streaming?
In 1 year, we made more than 10 million US dollars.
Crystal Leal, co-founder of VTGSIS, founder of DEDEM Jewelry, live streaming and e-commerce expert.
Products like this, which I haven't really heard of in China, they're new designs that you're always ahead of the curve as well. How do you actually structure your live streams in order to really capitalize on sales and connect with that audience?
People always ask us why we stand out in all the live stream accounts. We're creating 3 different values to the customers. First, second point is, and third point is,
if you were to start all over again today, any brand, where would you start?
If you want to do live stream, I would suggest...
Do you see the Middle East, particularly with Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, where China was, say, 10 years ago as far as a maturing investment market when it comes to manufacturing or e-commerce?
I would say we made a decision at the very beginning of 2023. We want to run as the leader, then we will keep the big distance between us and other competitors.
Quickly before the episode starts, we've noticed that 83% of you are not yet subscribed. If you find this podcast interesting and would like to support us, please subscribe and we'll make sure to deliver the best guests and best content possible. Thank you very much. Enjoy the episode. Crystal, how much revenue have you generated through live streaming and how have you been able to create your own market niche?
Last year, in 1 year, we made more than 10 million US dollars, more than that.
Wow.
We started 2 years ago with my partner. We are close friends for like 20 years, more or less. More than 20 years, actually. We grown up together. We both like beautiful stuff. You know, girls like this. And we love jewelry. So that's where we want to start it. Although at the beginning, we have no idea how much we could make and how far our business is going to grow. We'll say we made a decision saying, okay, we're still young. Let's make a trial. If we fail, we put in our own money there. Then if we spend all the money and we didn't make any more, okay, let's finish it. Let's go back and work in any companies because we still had the chance. We thought if we didn't try when we reached to like 50, 60, which we have money and we want to do this again. When we fail, because there are always like 50% chance that you will lose. If we fail, then we won't have any chance to go back to work. So that's why we started. When everybody was asking why you want to do jewelry instead of other things, because I used to work in fashion company more than 20 years. And my partner's family runs factory doing OEM for a lot of companies, globalized. So initially people thought we should start with fashion, but then there's too many people doing fashion. We won't make any very special stuff. But not many people knows very detailed designs or ideas or any very good knowledge about a jewelry. So that's what, and especially we both love jewelry. That's how we started.
So you had a product that you firstly liked, which I think is interesting, a product that not many people were doing, particularly here in China. And what I find really interesting about you've got this beautiful brooch here. Let me just show the audience. Products like this, which I haven't really heard of in China, they're new designs that you're always ahead of the curve as well. So can you explain a little bit about how you're able to create products and which you've had people copying these, right? And then you've been able to stay 2-3 steps ahead.
Well, so far now we have more than 2,000, 5,000 SKUs, more than that in 2 years' time. We are now have every single month, we could have averagely 14 to 15 new SKUs to be launched.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes. At the beginning, we could only have this capacity around like 10 SKUs. We found out, because we do live stream, it's open to public. Everybody can just go visit your live stream and purchase products. Of course, we welcome every single audience to buy anything from us. But you don't know those are real customers or some competitors. And later days, then we found out there are some competitors bought products from us and then sent it to some factory, made the copy and sell on their live stream channel. We were like, we were very angry. But my partner, especially my competitor, is really unhappy. Of course, we understand we put a lot of energy, creativity, ideas, and money, time, efforts, make those designs happen and produce. Give an example, some products like this, starting from a drawing into a real piece, more or less need a 4 months to make a beautiful design. So into something that we think is valuable to sell to any customers. So we were really, really unhappy. But then I felt like if we could run faster enough, then the followers will never catch. So then we made a decision at the very beginning of 2023, the year of 2023, we want to run as the leader. Then we will keep the big distance between us and other competitors, including the second place one. So we running faster, and then we start ignoring any competitors copying us. And once we found out any products there are some copies in the market, we stop selling and we'll keep selling new ones. So now we made the team, the design team, the factory with this speed very quick. We could launch 40 to 50 new SKUs every month.
So you're beating them at their own game because you're innovating 2-3 steps ahead of them.
Yes.
So every time they're copying you, you've already got new designs.
Yes.
And the fact that they're producing, I'd say, inferior, so products that are not as good as the original quality that you have, it's probably going to break or scratch or not looking good. So all they're doing is essentially copying your innovations.
And now to our first sponsor of the podcast. Global Enterprise Services is a one-stop solutions provider for foreign investors, offering expertise in company registration, accounting and tax services, human resources, and visa assistance. You may remember a few episodes ago we had Julie Long on the podcast, and this is her company. With a proven track record of helping hundreds of foreign-owned enterprises and facilitating successful expansions into international markets such as mainland China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, and beyond. They are the one agency to partner with to set up and grow your business. Go to globlu.cn. Use the discount code PANDA when signing with them for a 10% discount today. That's PANDA when signing with Globlu. Now, back to the podcast.
So do you see the other side of that it's actually flattering for you? That someone's copying your ideas and then you're producing new products, but it's a form of flattery, isn't it?
Yes. This is what I learned when I work in fashion company. So in fashion company, every single year, there are 4 fashion weeks in different countries, the 4 big famous fashion weeks. On those fashion weeks stage, you will see new trends. And then in 2-3 months, a lot of other brands will see the similar designs in their collection. This is happening. But why those other brands, not on the fashion week, fashion show stage, copy them? Because they think those brands are valued. It's a good marketing tool. So for us, we just started by our own. We didn't have much money. We of course, at the beginning, I went out, tried to fundraising, but then even with my reputation, my background, my experience, they were like, yeah, well, good idea, but you are in a very competitive market, so we have concerns. The market here in China consumer is super competitive. So how about you run something when you grow in a certain portfolio, big portfolio, come back to us. So I heard this almost every single day that I meet some investors, Ps, VCs, all those guys. And then we're like, okay, so we don't have much money for marketing. So far, we didn't do marketing at all. So I told my partner, I would say, this is good marketing for us. Because why? They're copying us means we're doing good sales. So there is a bunch of the audience, customers love our products. So that's the thing. They want to steal those customers to their accounts. That means our products with the value. Now brands have the value. That's just ignore. Let them do the marketing. We keep running. That's where we head into.
On the other side, it's actually kind of free marketing for you.
Yes.
People want that original product. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes. Sure.
Great. So apart from being just a beautiful piece, and I know that you do men's jewelry as well, why is this special as well?
First is the design. It's very unique. The style, the concept is vintage that China market, Chinese customers didn't know before. Or maybe in the very old movies or books they saw, but they couldn't find it in current market. And second is the price. It's very affordable one. So this piece of brooch, when we do live stream, is less than 1,000 RMB.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like a few it's more or less $100.
Very affordable.
It's very affordable.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, if you have it made into, if you buy something similar from any gemstone company, jewelry company, America's Love, Tiffany, or Buccellati, or De Beers, or Raf, you're gonna be like at least easily to go to thousands of the US dollars, or probably some of them could charge you $1 million US. That's very easy. But that we open the market to every single jewelry lover, young lady, want them to look beautiful. They could share, they could buy anytime.
Making women feel great about themselves and empowering them as well, I think is great. So your live stream right now, you have a lovely lady, Bebe, who very fashionable, looks good, clearly knowledgeable in the products and what she does. So what is that process? So every week when you're working with your live streamer, what is the process and how do you actually structure your live streams in order to really capitalize on sales and connect with that audience?
Well, people always ask us why we stand out in all the live stream accounts. For me, I think now, after 2 years, I think we are creating 3 different values to the customers. First, we're giving them, we contribute the knowledge. We tell them what is vintage jewelry and in different age. Those information they didn't know and they couldn't find before us. So, and then second point is we gave them the beautiful products, jewelry, earrings, rings, necklace, bracelets, especially brooch. I'm a big fan of brooch and my partner as well. When we were young, people were looking at us as a very strange, weird person wearing big brooch and fashionable, creative shape of ones on the clothes. They were like, oh, those guys are out of their minds. But now we're giving this idea that to all the customers who like beautiful stuff, who like themselves look beautiful, then we give them with this. And third point is we help them, we teach them doing the mix and match. So that's a big thing. Now our anchor representative in the live stream did a great job. She also a very vintage products lover, vintage jewelry lover. So we 3 have the same hobby together. So we created this idea to our audience.
And it's so relevant for brands, but this idea of mixing and matching, rather than just selling your product as it is to be able to mix and match with your outfit, your lifestyle. I think it's a really great point that a lot of brands miss when they're in China or even outside of China, is this idea of complementing your products amongst other products, other clothing. It's a really clever idea. And your live stream is mainly on Douyin, right? So what are the benefits of actually live streaming on Douyin, let's say, compared to your TEMUs and your Xiaohongshu, Little Red?
We started on Douyin. We now have Douyin, WeChannel, and Red. We have store on Taobao, TEMU. Of course, we have when you do live stream on Douyin, you will have a Douyin store, and you have live stream on WeChannel. Then you have a WeChannel store. We have a Red store. We just started this year, few months. The reason we choose to start with Douyin because we were very tiny entrepreneur. We didn't have much investment. To open a store on Taobao back then, there were a lot of requirements, and we won't fit. And we have to put a lot of investment on the products and design, marketing, and buy the traffic. So that's too much for us. On Douyin, it was just the beginning period. Not many audience as now, because on daily active follower user, I think is around 80 million people. That's more or less the number that are Douyin covering in China. But back then didn't have that many traffic active user, but it was growing. So because it's new, so the Douyin gave every single creator a lot of opportunities at very cheap costs. We didn't pay much. The commission for the account, open account is very easy, very quick. The manager Xiao Er give you a lot of suggestions and work on kind of VIP customer service way. So when we were in fashion, we always treat the big spender. That's the real reality. We call them VIP customer because they spend a lot of money on us. So we do a customer service on one-on-one to them. That's giving me a feeling that the platform really want to help the creators. So for us, it's a good starting point for us. And the traffic, the platform look at the backstage when they see you have some new audience, and in your live streaming time, they just drive the traffic to you. That's helped us a lot at the very beginning period of time. So that's all the reason we start, and we have our business returned here. Last year we started a WeChannel, and now we have Red. We have a Taobao store, but it's only a retail store. We don't have live stream. You will see still, although Taobao probably the live stream in sales is bigger, but because it lasts many years already. But structure-wise, active audience users-wise, Douyin is way competitive than any other platform. Right now, I mean, when we have Douyin and WeChannel working with our account, have followers increase, performance return generated, you will see there are some new platforms actually trying to approach us. Like Red, they approached us. I know them, but I never mentioned to them when I started my own business. But then they found out that they found out in our account, live stream account, and they approached us. So these are kind of like a returns instead of only revenue from Douyin back to us.
I found that with Little Red, they're actually quite a nice team to deal with. They do approach you more, and they really want to grow the audience base. And the interesting thing for your company is Little Red has that affluent audience, right? It's very high end. And so if you were to start again today with your channel, would you start again with Douyin? Because Douyin, actually, the deposit is lower now to set up a store. But if you were to start all over again today, any brand, where would you start?
It depends. If you want to do live stream, I would suggest start from Douyin still. Of course, WeChannel is a good option. It's just gonna to increase followers gonna take much longer time than Douyin. But Douyin is very structured. They give you very detailed guidelines how could you start a account, but that mainly focus on live streaming. You have to do that. But if you're not willing to do live stream, you think it's very awkward in front of the camera, talking to yourself. You have to also communicate with the customer, the audience in the live stream time. You feel like a very weird. Then you want to just do some contents that I would suggest they start with Red, because Red is still a base for content user. Although Red, the platform, is putting a lot of money and try to improve and extend the live stream market in the category on Red platform, but you will understand that if you don't have your account don't have enough follower pool, and you didn't pay the traffic, you will get a very few returns on live streaming time. Of course, we saw what the celebrity called Zhang Xiaohui, Dong Jie. They were like really famous because they were celebrity. They have followers when it started on day one. It's the different. If you are someone normal people as me or as my partner, then I will give you the suggestion that it would be much more useful.
Although Bebe, I think she does look like a movie star. And I've seen
She's now, but she wasn't 2 years ago. Yeah.
So how have you been able to build that content creation? What is that secret formula? Why do you think it works? Are people buying into her personality? Are they buying into her lifestyle? What is that secret formula that other brands and other live streamers and companies should be aware of?
Audience, customers see her as themselves. So we're like, we are normal people as anyone walking on the street, any single girls walking on the streets. We're in the middle age. We want to try something by ourselves. We want to deliver what we like to share to our friends, our customers, like our friends. So they see Baby as themselves. They see us as themselves. So that's get us with the customer much more closer. That's what we build the relationship.
They're trying to emulate her lifestyle and how she's living. Yeah, because I really like your content because it's a way of life. I think that's the key. It's not just, hey, look at this jewelry. It's very much based on make this a part of your routine, which I think is so relatable for audiences. What's your thoughts on Pinduoduo?
I would say it's a good platform, but it's only different platform for different customers. I do use Pinduoduo. I buy water from there. I buy toilet paper from there. I buy a lot of daily stuff, used stuff from there. So it's different. And some Red, I use that to see the contents, all the community discussion topics. That's what I use that for. For creative ideas, I use Douyin. So every single platform have now I think is a good model in the market. Different platforms have a different position and target for different type of customer needs. That's very useful one, yeah.
And you think they all complement each other? Apart from Pinduoduo, as you mentioned, it's probably lower end products. Pinduoduo is TEMU, right? What we have in the West. So you feel that Little Red is a nice reference point to look something up, and then Douyin is where you really grow the product as far as sales and that larger audience. Would you say that's the complement there?
Correct. I think Red has better resource and foundation than Douyin. If Red started live streaming a few years ago, at same period of Douyin, I don't think Douyin could grow into the big market share as today. But time growing, you won't have yesterday until tomorrow, right? So like you couldn't find this. If you miss the chance, miss the opportunity, miss the time, most importantly, then you will lose the market.
done a little bit of work with you and the team, and I think what's really interesting and a clear USP with you guys is you're actually nice to deal with. So I deal with a lot of live streamers, as you know, and I think that's a key differentiator, is being humble, but also at the same time embracing brands, which I think you've been really good at doing in the West. So outbound wise, we're seeing this in China now. What are you looking at as far as markets, countries? You've mentioned the Middle East before. So what are you doing in these spaces?
We think Douyin model or TikTok model actually already proven in different markets. And now our products especially are actually fits the needs, the demands in different markets. Middle East, West, in North America, Europe as well. We started with a Middle East because with my background before in fashion company, I managed a lot of countries. I managed like for 30 countries business. So I know Middle East is a very the growth is super big, and very fast. So that's a very high potential market for us. And now we have a potential partner negotiating business to open there. That's why we target to. As long as we open one market, then we'll grow to another. It's not saying we just only target for Middle East. It's just the first step. And then we will look for other countries for, future as well.
With the Middle East, you mentioned about the partner you work with. What specifically are you working on? Is it e-commerce, replicating the model that you've had in China, or are you looking at other models?
We have both. Actually, we work with traditional kind of retail business. We working with our wholesaler business, wholesaler partner now. But we are helping them. We are helping them building their e-commerce platform, their e-commerce team now. So we're sharing our knowledge here in China and help them to do the local markets. It's hard for us because we have to understand the language, although I'm from Muslim region in China, but I don't speak the language.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. I have no idea. So that will be hard for us. But then we could share, and we're willing to share our knowledge, our techniques to any potential partners. For us, most important is now our brand can be seen in different countries.
I think that's a really interesting flip, that now the Chinese, or yourself, are educating the West on how to do things, right? It used to be almost the other way, Westerners coming to China. Now we're seeing this outbound knowledge sharing, which hasn't really happened before. So I think that's a really interesting one. And also that embrace of Chinese products that are new, right? This is a new innovation, right? A new product. And I think that is the interesting game changer.
Yes.
Which we're seeing in China now, is China producing its own original patented products and then selling them to the West, rather than just Western company make something in a factory and sell it back to us. I think that is a real crucial and significant change.
Yeah. Well, it's not only because I'm Chinese. Supports all the manufacturing and the supply chain is very solid. The business industry is very solid. All the factories are very well, high technical, very efficient. So those are giving us a good foundation to support us, create any products, making a very stable production line, and can give us reason access to go out of the country, selling our products in different countries.
I think that's great. Knowledge sharing and building the future is great. Do you see the Middle East, particularly with Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, do you see them as where China was, say, 10 years ago, as far as a maturing investment market when it comes to manufacturing or e-commerce?
I would say it's very different. It will never be the same as China because they have different business economy structure and different business model and different market model as well. The e-commerce in the past recent years in Middle East increased really rapidly. You can see the global markets, the ratio in Middle East highest than any other markets. And we call it ATV, which is per ticket. The value is higher than any other market. Of course, they are rich in general. But the rich is at the front, but the behind element is the spending power. They really like spend money. That's the thing. But the model is really, really different. In Middle East, it's not in China. When you purchase products, you have to pay, and the product will once you paid, that means the deal done. Then the seller will deliver the product to you, and then you receive the product within 7 days. You could return with no reasons, because this is the protocol in the market. But in Middle East, it's different. You don't pay until you receive, until you're satisfied. So that's a big risk for sellers. That's one thing. And also based on the policies, Saudi especially, they almost launch new tax policies on yearly basis. So for new investor or different company from different country to there, that's kind of very high risk for us.
I did hear the other day, though, with Saudi, though, there are a growing number of female entrepreneurs from China entering Saudi.
Yes, it's happening. Although the ratio, if you're comparing the China market, is very tiny. But if you look at it, Saudi market, that's the truth. Yes, a lot of Chinese entrepreneurs, not only Chinese entrepreneurs going to the market, and in there, among all the entrepreneurs and new entrepreneurs and foreign entrepreneurs enter into Saudi market, Chinese is taking the big ratio, and Chinese female entrepreneurs is outstanding, the number. I think it's all because in China, the government is encouraging every young, not only young, but every citizens to start their own business if you willing to, or you want to make a child. That's kind of the trend. And in the past years, platforms, taxes, or policies support a lot of new entrepreneurs made some business like us. We were not very big. We made a good business, but we're not very big yet. So that's gave us a lot of confidence that we could go out and try different markets.
Crystal, where can people get in touch with you?
They could contact us through different social media channels with Vintage Sister. That's in our account. So that will easily can find us.
I like the name. It's like VGTSIS, yes. Right? It's clever.
It's short to as a VTGSIS, means Vintage Sisters.
Thank you so much. I've learned so much. I've got some stuff to go away with the live streaming. So really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Till next time, guys, like, subscribe.